In today's YouTube video, I'm going to be giving you tips directly from a Radiant player who's also a pro player. Now, a while back, I did do a video interviewing a pro player, asking him a few questions. He's actually also a Radiant too, obviously. And I feel like these tips are that useful that combining it into one short video for you all is probably the best way to get it out there. And also, I'll be able to condense it down into stuff that actually matters and help you spot out all the other stuff. And if you want to watch the full thing, there's a card in the top right and there will be at the end of the video too if you don't want to click away. So the very first tip is to simply VOD review. VOD review is the way to go. Now, if you're not improving and you're wondering why you're not VOD reviewing, then go ahead and do it. Now, every single one of you who is watching this video right now does not VOD review. I don't believe it that you do it on a consistent basis because it's extremely rare for people to VOD review in general, and it's also extremely rare for people to watch videos and VOD review because there simply isn't enough time for that. VOD reviewing is the act where you simply record your gameplay, then you go ahead and watch it back later on, taking down notes of what you did right, what you did wrong, and generally stuff that you need to work on. It's extremely good for spotting your mistakes because it's very obvious once you look at it back and it's been recorded. Now, the downside of this is that it is extremely long and boring to do. It takes a lot of time and it's really just such a boring process. But usually the things that are the worst are probably the best for improvement. So if you're not improving and you want to go ahead and improve crosshair placement or some other area just to avoid VOD reviewing, then go ahead and do that. But don't complain when you're not ranking up as quickly or not seeing as much progress. If you're not VOD reviewing, then simply just go ahead and continue doing what you're doing. Do you need to VOD review to be into Radiant? No, but not everyone is blessed with godlike mechanical skills and everything else. So sometimes you have to do it. He says himself that it's that boring that he doesn't like to do it sometimes, but it definitely has made him a better player. So go ahead and start VOD reviewing and add that into your game if you want to get into Radiant. I definitely recommend it. Another one is to simply play the game. Now, this might sound a little bit contradicting when I've told you to go ahead and VOD review, but a lot of times you will simply overcomplicate stuff. And I think what they're trying to say here is that don't really, overcomplicate improving and getting better. It simply is just a case of sinking time into the basic. You don't have to go and download AimLab, go ahead and get 10 different high scores on 10 different useless practices that aren't actually going to help you to improve, and then head into the game and go ahead and get better. It simply doesn't work like that. And I will see tens and tens of thousands of times low players who are simply playing AimLab, getting high scores, and then simply not ranking up. But because they're getting high scores on AimLab, it clearly means that they're getting better. Well, not really, because your intention wasn't to get better at AimLab, your intention was to get better at Valorant. If you're wondering why the pro players are playing AimLab, surely it must be a good thing. Well, because they're paid to play AimLab. You're not, you're simply just there to get a high score. Now, don't get me wrong, people who can flick extremely fast on AimLab and who have great aim on AimLab can be good in game too, and it usually will translate and cross over in that direction. But if you go ahead and spend more time into that when you already have limited time anyway, it's not as valuable as going into the range in Valorant in the actual game, or simply just playing ranked and taking notes of what you're doing wrong and right. You'll improve a lot quicker if you just stick to the game and stop going to other things to help you out. VOD reviewing is something that works and has been clearly proven to work over numerous different niches, for example in sports or just simply in gaming in general. It's worked for years on end. Just a little point to mention here, he can probably play the game and improve really quickly, which is why he is Radiant, so he probably picks things up a lot quicker and can recognize what he's doing wrong a lot quicker. For some people, this advice will be completely useless because they don't see what they're doing wrong and they don't pick up on it, and generally they will often rage at the game, and sometimes if you play for long hours, it's going to make you rage even more. So with balance, I would recommend, but also just make sure you are looking at what you're doing wrong when doing it. And another final great tip that he gave was to find a squad. Find some people you can consistently play with. Don't go for a 5-man, but hit the sweet spot of 2 to 3 people. If you're solo queuing, it absolutely sucks, and it can be extremely hard. I don't know what to say to you apart from hopefully one day you'll get lucky. Really, that is the only way to go about it. But if you can find 2 to 3 people to do so, please do it because it will help you out massively in the long run, and it definitely gives you that little bit of a boost. And it's also the sweet spot in terms of not coming up against 5-mans, and also having enough to sway the game in your direction. If you're looking for people to play with, there is a Discord down below. Join it or in the comment section. There's a ton of people looking to play there. They're happy to have you. If this video did help, be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe for more as well. I do stream on Twitch, link down below. And as well, click on the Patreon if you want to support me doing this further full time. Thank you for your support, thank you for watching, and click on the video on your screen right now if you want to go ahead and see the full interview with just simply the raw edited bits.